Do you know what is expensive? Air travel. Then there's this inconvenience of lines at the airport, delayed travel and seat hoggers. That is why the rich and famous are choosing to avoid that altogether and buy their own planes. From a multi-million-dollar jet with gold-washed sinks to one with its very own elevator, here are 10 of the world's most expensive private jets. Number 10. The Gulfstream G200, owned by football player Christiano Ronaldo. $23 million. Do you have a spare $23 million lying under your bed? And do you fancy traveling at the speed of light? Football player Cristiano Ronaldo decided to buy the Gulfstream G200 with a cruising speed of up to 530 miles per hour. This beast can take you anywhere in the world as fast as you would want it to. And with a seating capacity of 11 people, I bet that Ronaldo carries all of his teammates to their next game. Number 9. The Bombardier 9000, owned by Microsoft founder Bill Gates. $66 million. What happens if you are among the richest men in the world and you have a business meeting on the other part of the world? Well, the Bombardier 9000 is the answer. Bundled up with a twin engine, this private jet is as efficient as it is comfortable. With its completely custom built suit and its ability to carry 17 passengers on board, you are sure that Bill Gates can't miss his next meeting on the other side of the globe. Number 8. The Boeing 757, owned by former US President Donald Trump. If you have $100 million to spare, then why wouldn't you buy a private plane? That was probably Donald Trump's thinking when he purchased the Boeing 757. And it wasn't long before Trump and his team gave it the ultimate makeover. The interior is very bit as luxurious as you would expect from a billionaire tycoon and president. There's 24-karat gold everywhere you look, from the seatbelts to the water faucet. If you think that flying business was the epitome of luxury flying, if you fly standard on Trump's $100 million private jet, your mouth will hit the ground. Number 7. Tyler Perry's $125 million Gulfstream 3. We live in a very digital age. Rarely do you find someone walking down the street without a phone in their hands or earphones in their ears. So when you get on a plane, you'll want all of these things with you. Well, Tyler Perry wanted that with him. Tyler Perry is an American screenwriter, actor, and producer. He spent $125 million on the elite Gulfstream 3, a business jet with some serious style. The plane is customized to look and feel like a theater on wings, with a giant LCD screen, a handful of Blu-ray players, iPad docking stations, and even a satellite TV. Even the lighting on the Gulfstream 3 is something special, with theater lighting to create the ultimate amount of ambience. The final icing on the cake is the electronically controlled window shades, because moving them up and down by hand is clearly too much work for the movie director. Number 6. The Boeing 747 VIP, owned by Joseph Lau. $153 million. Everyone wants to keep fit today, and with limited amount of time in a day, every minute counts. That is why Joseph Lau spent $153 million on the Boeing 747-81 VIP. This Hong Kong billionaire has treated himself to a state-of-the-art gym on his private jet and a wine cellar which has an incredible variety of grape wine to keep his guests entertained while he keeps fit on air. Number 5. The Boeing 767, owned by Roman Abramovich. $170 million. Despite his nickname, the Russian billionaire has nevertheless paid well for his Boeing 767 for $170 million. The Chelsea Football Club owner has turned it into a veritable flying palace and gold wall fittings with 30 seats. Number 4. The Boeing 747, owned by Prince Waleed bin Talal. $220 million. Have you ever felt like money isn't a problem? Well, me neither. But for the Saudi's Prince Waleed bin Talal, money has never been the problem. So, for $220 million, the prince saw it fit to get himself the Boeing 747. With an original seating capacity of 400 passengers, the private jet has been redesigned to have 14 bedrooms and a very luxurious dining room, which can host up to 14 people. Well, I guess with that much money, you can afford to host friends who can sleep and dine on air. Number 3. The Boeing 747, owned by the Sultan of Brunei, $233 million. The Sultan of Brunei, who is also the richest monarch in the world, has too much money than he knows what to do with, and the proof is in the private jet that he owns. While he could be happy with the standard $100 million Boeing 747, he decided to throw another $133 million at it to take it to the next level, and the result did not disappoint. The Sultan's private jet has a living room, bathroom, and bedroom, all decorated with crystal and gold. Even the wash basins are solid gold. Traveling in this private jet is like lounging in a giant jewelry box. But will you expect less from the world's richest monarch? But one can never be enough. The Sultan also owns 2 Airbus 340s and a 767. He is basically his own airport, and I can't think of any better way of spending your money. Number 2. The Airbus A340, owned by Alisher Usmanov, $350 million. If you have a fear of flying, in case of an emergency situation, then you need to be a friend of Russia's second richest man, Alisher Usmanov. Alisher spent $238 million on buying an Airbus A340, but he spent another $200 million customizing it to suit his needs. One of the customizations being a security room with impenetrable walls. If the plane ends up in an emergency, this room provides the higher chances of surviving. Of course, there are no guarantees, but nervous flyers will find it more welcoming. The jet can also carry around 350 people if you have that many friends. Before we go on, we have a cool challenge for all of you. Leave a like on this video and smash the subscribe button. Number 1. The Airbus 1380, owned by Saudi's Prince Waleed bin Talal, $500 million. It might not seem all that exciting to own an Airbus A380. After all, it's just a regular plane, right? It was before Prince Waleed got his hands on it. This Saudi prince decided to spend nearly $300 million on buying a plane, then another $200 million transforming it into a sky palace. But he didn't just add a few comfy chairs. He made sure that it was the epitome of luxury for him and his guests. The prince will not need to hire a rental car, for he requested a parking space on board for his Rolls-Royce. There is also a concert hall with a grand piano, a spa treatment steam room, and 5 master bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms. If you never did enjoy the awkwardness of waiting to get out of a plane, then Prince Waleed solved that problem too. For fast exit, he installed a private elevator from his bedroom to the tarmac. It never gets more convenient than that. However, the prince sold his $500 million jet without using it even once. But have you ever wondered what happened to China's richest man, Jack Ma, and where he is? Click here to watch what happened to Jack Ma.